Hello my friends, I'm doing another review for the Ninja Foodi. The reason I'm doing this review is because last night I had an argument with my Ninja. I used the pressure cooker function on it, and for a start it took up, it must have taken about 10 minutes to get to pressure, which is quite a long time when you're used to just a hot pressure cooker, because it doesn't take anywhere near as long as that. It really doesn't. I don't understand why it took so long. So I put about a litre of water. I put water on the bottom, and then I put a silicone tray on the top of the water, and then I put the wire tray. So the silicone was underneath that, and that was sort of slotted into it. So I was collecting the juices from the chicken and the mushroom, which were cooking on here, which were being cooked in the pressure cooker. So that was all going on. I was waiting for it to come to pressure. So when it's at pressure, it will start counting down. So I wanted it on for 15 minutes. So I was just waiting for that to cook, just to make sure the chicken was cooked properly. So anyway, it got to pressure, and then it was saying, add water. Now, anybody that's ever used a pressure cooker will know that you can't open that pressure cooker because the pressure is too high. So I had to wait. Well, I did vent it. So I had to wait for that to finish, which seemed to take forever. I don't know why it took so long, because it was saying there's no water. I got to add water, yet it was steaming and steaming and steaming and steaming. I've never seen so much steam in my life. So I was waiting for that. So I didn't even add the water. I was so angry, because if I'd have added that water, I would have been waiting probably another 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, probably 10, for it to come back up to pressure and time it down again. So what did I do? I used my best friend, which is this, which is my Tower hot pressure cooker. No, I don't work for Tower, I'm a cleaner, but I really rate it so much. So I stuck it all in my pressure cooker, all in my simple pressure cooker, which wouldn't tell me if it was low on water, because I've used it hundreds of times, and I know I fill it up to the minimum level, and it's plenty. I use it up to that. Whatever I'm cooking, it goes to the minute, sometimes a little bit above, or if I'm using rice, I'll measure it, in the cup, whatever it is, 1.5 cups, is it something? I follow a recipe, and that's works. So I had to use this in the end last night. I was so angry that I thought I'd do another video just warning people not to use that pressure cooker function unless you've got a lot of water. I don't know how much water it wanted me to put in there, but there was loads in there when I emptied it out. There was more than enough to go in here, and I did put more in just in case it burnt it, which it didn't. There's rocks left. So I'll just go and do another review, I thought to myself. It started as I was going to show people how to clean the lid of the halogen, which I will do, because it is a pain. It's a rubbish design in that respect, but that's irrelevant. This Ninja, I was going to go through this with you. Now, it's got all these functions. Pressure, which is what I used last night, it's shit. Steam, shit. The reason I'm saying this is because it takes too long. It takes too long for anything to happen. In the hob pressure cooker, you've got the same capacity. Now, I want to open this, but I can't because I've got my halogen on there as well, and it doesn't leave me any space to lift the top up. So I'm going to have to turn it round. The Ninja has got rubber feet on it, which is great, but unless it's on a tray, which takes up more room on the side, unless it's on a tray you can't slide it, so you have to lift it, which I've just done. It's heavy, it's heavy. This is your hob pressure cooker. Now, this has a little steaming tray in it, which will also double up in there. Now you can see there isn't a great deal of difference in the width of that. There's probably 2 centimetres around the outside, so it doesn't make a lot of difference at all. The bowl. Side, hang on. Let's give you a true. Right. So, there's a level in it, and it says max up to there. So that will be as much as that will fit in there. Now, I wasn't going to, but I just thought about this. I'm going to do an experiment of how much this holds. So I'll do it first with the Ninja. I'm going to put water in this. There is a line on the inside of the Ninja and it says pressure max. There is a line on the inside of this and it says max. So I'm going to see how much. So right, that is up to the level, and there's 3 cups left in this jug. So it's not a massive difference, is it? So for the sake of this video, I recommend that you do not buy an all-in-one. Now this is my slow cooker. We use it probably at least once a week, maybe twice, it depends what my shifts are at work. You can see straight away that holds more than this. So what does it say in here? It just says pressure max. There's a thing at the bottom for the steam, I assume it's that. Maybe if I'd have put it on the steam setting it would have been better. Doesn't say pressure min anywhere, it just says pressure max. Imagine how long that would take to bloody come to pressure if that was full. Anyway, so 3 cups difference with that in a pressure cooker. So no wonder it takes a lot longer, is there really? Because I just put it up to the max, which is about a min, which is there. And it doesn't even tell you a min on there. So unless you're prepared to get the book out every time, which maybe I should have done, but I just assumed it would be a similar thing to this, but no. No, it's not. So yeah, I certainly wouldn't recommend that you get one for the pressure cooker feature anyway. But you can see that's bigger. That'll hold more than that. I'm sure that's supposed to be. I can't remember how many litrage it is, but that's irrelevant because this as a slow cooker is far better. Far better. Quicker to come to heat. Honestly, it really is. Uses less electricity. You can look in there at any time. Did I mention? I didn't, did I? To use I call them wet. To use the wet functions, you have to have a lid. Now I wrap this in cling film because I rarely use the steam, and I'm certainly not going to use the pressure function ever again in this thing. I wrap it in cling film to keep it clean because it will gather dust by the time I come to use it again. So it will go on top of the cupboard wrapped in cling film because it will get dusty and it will need to be washed again before I use it. So if it's in cling, it won't need to be washed. So yeah, you need to have this lid, which takes up space. If you haven't got a very big kitchen, it's just something else, some more clutter, isn't it? So this is going back on top of the cupboard where it belongs. And it's probably going to be up there for the next 6 months, if the Ninja lasts that long, if I don't throw it out the window. Another thing you've got to keep in mind with a Ninja is, it's not for all Ninjas, it's a foodie. It's a multifunction one. Is that you will need to buy more cooking utensils, whatever. It comes with this one, which is great, and this one. This is really good for roast potatoes, really good for if you wanted to do chips in there, you can do chips in the basket. It's good for that. They're not as nice as fried chips, no way. Keep your deep fat fryer if you've got space, because they're nowhere near as nice. It's got to be fries, hasn't it? So yeah, that's good for chips. So, my son uses it all the time for fish fingers and chicken Kievs. It's handy to, get in and out, so not all bad. It's not all bad. Cooks a chicken in 1 hour and 10 minutes, which is really good. And if you let the meat rest, it carves really nicely. The only thing you can't do in it, which is why I kept my halogen oven, is pork. It doesn't crackle the pork, which is very disappointing. Another thing as well, when it comes to that, your air crisp air fry is only for 20 minutes on the timer. And when it's finished, it just goes, did it? So if you miss it and you've got to put it on for longer, you might miss that window. I know you can alter it and that, but sometimes it's just easier to press the button, isn't it? So yeah, you will need to purchase more extras. With my halogen oven, I'll just come to that now. Now they are basic I did have one a few years ago made by Andrew James, and it was a hinge lid. It was good at the time because I used to work nights and it meant my kids could use it safely because they didn't have to put the lid down, which is one of the downsides to it. But once you get the hang of it, you've got all sorts of tricks that you can use with the lid. When I first bought this Ninja, I thought I'd be able to use the same racks and everything. Now, I always use this for my roast potatoes. Fits in beautifully. In here, it fits in, but it fits in, it's like that on a slope. So really you can't use that safely in there. This is a rack from my halogen. Anyway, it doesn't fit. You can see you can't really see it, can you? The size difference. But this is it compared to that. You can see the size difference. It's not a big, you can see the size difference. It's not a big difference, but it's different enough to have to purchase more racks, which was really disappointing because I thought I'd just be able to use it. Hurrah. No. I can use this. And the halogen fits in lovely. Can't use it in that. So can't use it at all. So halogen is perfect for pork. What the plan was to use the Ninja for all of these things. So I could throw away my slow cooker. I could throw away, I'm not going to throw away my pressure cooker because I use that for potatoes, to mash the potatoes. And if I only use the Ninja, I wouldn't be able to mash the potatoes in the pot because you have to have non-stick tools to use in the Ninja. So unfortunately I'd have to get another pan dirty so I could mash my potatoes. And I don't want to do that. I want to have a simple life, and no washing up as far as I can is practical. So that's another downside to the Ninja, that you can only use tools, non-stick tools, wooden tools, because you'll scratch the surface inside. I'm not selling the Ninja to you, am I? Good, because it's rubbish. This is the Ninja Foodie, not any of the others, the Foodie, because you buy it for those other functions so that you can clear the clutter away in your kitchen. So you don't have to have a slow cooker, you don't have to have a pressure cooker, but you need to have some sort of implement to mash your potatoes in if you like mashed potatoes. I tried to do rice in that. It kept saying add water. And we all know what rice is like. I can't get rice right in any other implement apart from my hob pressure cooker. Can't do it. I just can't do it. I've never been able to get rice right, but I can get it right in that, in my hob pressure cooker. Tried it in the Ninja, add water, and the timer was all out of whack. It's just not good at all. So I don't like this foodie. I would like to have the drawer one. I'd like to try a double drawer Ninja. I'd like that very much, but I can't really afford to. I can't justify spending any more money while that is still alive. But when it dies, I don't know. I'm gonna see what's on the market then. I don't think the Ninja is any better than any other air fryer, to be honest. I just think an air fryer is an air fryer. The only thing that I found on there that I have used, because I had a massive amount of strawberries, I had a massive amount of strawberries last year and I dehydrated them and used them on cereal. So that was a good function. The only decent function other than air fry that I found. I did do a joint of beef in there, as I usually do slow cooked, but I forgot to put it in, so I did do that. It was a little bit tough. I looked online, as you do, to see what people have been putting the temperature on. So I think it was on 40 minutes in the end, and I was worried it was going to be too bloody, but it wasn't. It was all right. I let it rest and everything, and it was all right. It wasn't. I wouldn't say it was amazing. Me clock. Excuse her. Dinner time it is. Getting hungry now. I ain't using that bloody Ninja. Just wait for her to shut up. I was originally doing this video to show people how to clean the top of your halogen oven, and as I got it out, I thought, because of that catastrophe last night, that I'd do a more updated review of the pressure cooker feature and how it's not worth purchasing a Ninja for that. It's not. It didn't work for me. If you've got a hot pressure cooker, you won't get on with it at all. You will not get on with this at all. Just because of the length of time it takes. So much longer, so much more electricity being used to get to that pressure. And in the little one, as you saw, there's not much difference in the amount that it holds. What was it, 3 cups? 3 cups more it holds, which isn't exactly amazing, is it? So you can still do everything that you can do in this, but you can do it in your little one. It doesn't take as long. You can use metal tools in that, whereas that, you're restricted to what you can use. And you've got a dinky little steaming tray with your pressure cooker as well. Where is it? Incidentally, that fits perfectly in there, if anybody was going to ask. Just mention as well the slow cooker. Good old faithful slow cooker. Can't beat it, can you? Another thing, actually, to mention about the halogen oven. I don't think I went into it. I think I got distracted by my dog or something. That hasn't got the height that the halogen oven has got. You see there the height difference. Doesn't look like a lot, but it is. You'd be surprised the difference it makes just to have that little bit more. Because you've also got that little bit that the lid gives you as well. Of course, you should be sensible to how close you get it to the lid, but there's more space, so it gives you that capacity to be able to stack. I mean, it might only be a little bit, but that little bit, when you're cooking, I don't know, pie and chips, your pie might just be a little smidge too high and catch on the top. And that is very, very annoying. Very annoying. So yeah, that's just something to keep in mind. And if you're thinking about the space, you can put that ring around there for storage. With the lid, you might think it's dangerous. It comes with a rack. Yeah, it's a work of art to get it going to start with, but once you've done it a few times, it's easy. Take it off and put it in. Use your thumb there. And it sits on the rack. Another way you can do it is what I do as well, is put it on top of the ring. You can put it on that when you're not using it, because obviously it's going to be hot. And that reduces the size down. And that's it about the Ninja. You just haven't got the space, the height. With that, you can take it off and move it. With that, you need that height. Can't open it. So, forgive me if I've repeated anything, but I think it needs saying. My advice, keep a hot pressure cooker. It doesn't look unsightly if you leave it out. The slow cooker does. It's quite big. The Ninja looks alright, looks quite fancy, but you need to have it pulled out because you haven't got the height to be able to open the lid, to open the hinge lid. The pressure cooker, you can tuck it away more and tuck it under. It's easy to pull out. It's still got the rubber feet, but it's lighter to pull out than the Ninja. You have to keep the Ninja on a tray to be able to move it comfortably and not actually lift it. So that takes up more room on the worktop because you've got to try and fit it in a corner, but it can't because the edge of the tray hangs over, so you're losing a bit of worktop space. So all in all, when that packs up, I'm going to get a drawer one so that it fits underneath and it will stay underneath, under the worktop, under the cupboard, so it will fit underneath the cupboard without having to pull it out. So you haven't got to have a lid at the top. So don't buy a Ninja Foodi. If you want a multifunction one, get a bigger one. I'm sure there's other products out there which are built for that are bigger. You need something a bit bigger. Even for a family of 3, that wouldn't be big enough. Not for different things, not for stacking things up and having more options. It's a no from me. It doesn't cook things evenly if you've got things stacked up. The Halogen does. The Halogen's brilliant. Cooks it all at the same. You don't have to fart around with your shelves and all that. Halogen's fabulous. Love my Halogen. I wish I'd have bought another one, to be honest, because this one, the reason I was changing it was just because of the dial. Because it's not very accurate. That's the only reason that I changed it. Just not an accurate timer. Now I just use my timer on my oven just to so you've got the right timing on your food inside. Yeah, so I think I've covered everything. I'm hoping I've taught you out of buying a Foodi, because just no. There's products better than that. There's products bigger than that. Keep your Halogen for your air frying. It's not as fast. You You can't do chips in there. I don't know actually. You might be able to. If I use that thing, it might be worth a go actually, just to see if that's as good as that for chips. Yeah. Give it a go. I know they do sell them as air fryers, don't they? But I don't know whether it could do the chips in the basket the same. But anyway, I was going to do a video on cleaning the halogen lid, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now and look out for that. It might be useful if you are a halogen lover like I am.